from your side? Two tasks I have given. Two I have given on radio button only. First task and second task. First task is with submit button. Second task is without submit button. Right? Who completed?
I did, sir.
Nivedita.
Not completed. Next.
Harsha, sir.
Nivedita, Siyarsha. Next.
Shiva done, sir.
Giri Prasad. Shiva. Next.
Teja.
Sorry. Teja. Teja. Be louder. Okay, be confident. Your voice should sound like with confidence. Okay, that's very important. Next, Mark.
Teja.
Teja. Next. Come on. Indira.
Teja.
Indira, na? Snehal. Snehal. Next, Indira. Indira completed. Okay. Now, do one thing. Yeah. Let me show you the example directly. For this example, actually, we need two radio buttons. We need two radio buttons. Right. I'll do the design clearly. See. Right. So what is this? Actually, what is that? Select your favorite.
Actor.
Yeah. Select your favorite actor. Your favorite actor. Here we need. First of all, we need two radio buttons. View. Two or three options we have given, I think, yesterday. Right. First option. Right. Toolbox window. You need a radio button 1, radio button 2. Next we need a button and we need a label. But you can observe all these are displaying with a big size. The reason is what you know, whenever you drag and drop, all the radio buttons are created within the heading tag. All the radio buttons are created within the heading tag. Observed all of you? Just cut and paste after heading. Okay, come back to the radio button 1. I think radio Nani, and coming to the text actor name, I think text is text. Yeah, text equal to. I'm sorry. Text equal to Nani. Right, somewhere we are getting noise. So please mute yourself. Nani. This is the first radio button. Second radio button. But after first radio button, see now this time I'm going to show you the more concentration on source code. Coming to here, we need to use break. Again, we need to use break, two breaks, and coming to radio Arjun, I hope Arjun, yes. And this is the design I have given yesterday. Text equal to Arjun. Text equal to Arjun, run it equal to server. This is the code will create second radio button. Here break, here again break, and yeah, I hope we need one more radio button. We need one more radio button. Yes. Now that radio button is radio, some actors, radio Mahesh, and yeah, text equal to Mahesh. Okay, right. Now coming to button, BTN submit, text equal to submit, text equal to submit. Okay, right. Okay, now break and coming to label, LBL, MSZ, text is going to be clear. This is the design, right? Guys, am I right? Same designer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here the requirement is Indira, na? Indira. Uh, Indira. Tell me what Indira attended yesterday class? Yeah. What was our requirement? User may select any one of the favorite actor and he will click submit button. So we need to write the logic under click event. Click event. Under click event we need to write the logic. But actually here you have how many options? Here you have how many options? Right?
Three options.
Nivedita, you speak out. How many options we have, Nivedita?
Three options.
Among three, you want to execute how many?
One option.
Based on
If else. If.
based on condition. So
Yeah, based.
based on condition. Condition is what? If a particular radio button is selected, you display that radio button text in the label. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you have more than two options, if you want to execute one option, you can go with what?
If else if.
Or or
Uh, switch
or
case.
switch. Among these two, which is best?
If else if.
Uh, which is best? Among these, which is faster?
Yes. Switch.
Switch is faster, right? So switch
Yes.
is faster. But can I go this requirement with switch?
No, sir.
Why?
Because here the condition is based on the text,
No,
which
actually,
is
you can go
value.
with the switch also here. But the problem is what you know will become very nested switches. Nested switch logic you have to implement. That is the reason. Very complicated logic. We discussed about if else if for switch. You remembered or not? Whenever particular requirement is like more than two options, if you want to execute one option, first priority is switch. But due to the switch limitations, like expression cannot be floating type and object type, and label type should follow the expression type, or else if the logic is complicated, then you can go with what? If else if. Comparing I and j value, which is best, switch or if else if, Nivedita?
If else if, sir.
Why? Can I write? Can I write if I comparing I and j value with the help of switch?
No, sir.
No.
Because if we say switch
No,
I
no,
greater than J.
no. We can write. We have discussed. We can write, but it is going to become as a nested switch. Logic is
Yes, sir.
becoming complicated. That is the reason. The best is what? If else if. Same way here also. Anybody tried this program with switch? Anybody tried this program with switch?
No.
One person also not there in class who are thinking like that. Not having time, sir. Job చేసే వాళ్ళు okay. Other than jobless people, who are jobless people can try this type of like you should think about that. So then your programming skills will improve. Okay. So that's why I'm going with what if else if. So here the first what you do, any old message is there, just you can clear, or else you can write directly like this. If radio, first one, nani dot check, and we forgot one more thing, right? Group name property. What is a group name?
Actor.
Group name you can take it as actor. Group name actor. Okay. First radio button group name is actor. Second radio button group name is actor. And third radio button group name is actor. Actor. Here I have a question to let's say yeah, question 2. Bhaskar, what is the importance of group name property? What is the importance of
We
why I have to initialize group name property? What is the importance?
requirement of radio buttons, we have to select only one.
Uh,
That's why
okay, Manasa, you tell. What is the importance of group name property? I'm asking this question to give the clarity to all the people. Might be people forgot, or might be people didn't attend yesterday class. Might be people attended but they may forgot or confused. One more time. Manasa. Or else Madhuri, you speak out. So here whenever you have multi radio buttons, it has to allow the user to select only one radio button. If you didn't initialize a common value to the group name property, then it will allow the user to select more than one radio button. That is the not nature of the radio button. That is the reason we should initialize group name equal to a common value. Here I have given a common value called active. Right. Now come back to our discussion. Right. Come back to our discussion. Right. Checked. Come on. LBL message dot text equal to your favorite actor is radio actor is right. Favorite actor is radio nani dot text and come back to yes same code. You can write else if but this time not radio actor, radio Arjun dot checked and here radio Arjun dot text right next to else if that is radio Mahesh dot checked and here radio Mahesh dot text and last you have one more option. I hope you tried, that's why I'm telling you. LBL message dot text equal to what is that? Please select your favorite actor. Please select your favorite actor. This is the story of this example. Right, let me explain. Let me compile the application and execute the application. Compile the application and execute the application. Come on. So what's happening here? You observe all of you guys. User may select any one of the favorite actor among all these things. For example, user selected Mahesh and user clicked a button called submit. Now you trace the code. Click event will fire radio nani dot checked. Is what? Radio nani dot checked. Soumya, tell me, radio nani dot checked, true or false?
False.
False, very good. If it is false, what will happen? Will skip. Then control go to Ani, 1 minute. Control go to next else if. What is that? Radio Arjun dot.
Yes.
What will happen? Is it true or false?
False.
False, huh? Yeah. Then again it will skip and it will go to radio Mahesh dot check. Is it true or false?
True.
True. Then control will enter into the else if block and LBL message dot text. Your favorite actor is radio Mahesh dot text. That is nothing but Mahesh. That is your favorite actor is Mahesh. And after that else part will be skipping. So this is one model. Now other model is what is other model? debug, stop debugging. A user may not select any radio button, may click submit button, may click submit button. Try to understand, because now in list item controls you may have to write this type of control statements logic. Try to understand and do more practice. User may select submit button. Click event is fired. Condition false, condition false, condition false. Then blindly it will execute else part. That is, please select your favorite actor. Okay guys, understood. So my question is, I'm giving one more task for your homework. That homework is implement above example with the switch. Can you? Hello. Implement above.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Can you try above example with what? Switch. Okay. Right. Next, this is homework 1. Okay. Right. Yeah. Next, homework 2. Homework 2. Which you try. Homework 2. Implement above example. Just for our making ourselves the best. Implement above example with multiple if conditions not required. Just you write multiple if conditions. Try this too. Okay. Yeah. Next command to next task for you, that is yesterday task, is what is that? Implementing above example. Now we have to say without what button?
Submit button.
Without submit button. See, you are already suppose you are already done these examples, came to the class, then class will go bit very speed. Suppose you didn't try and you are in the class, then every pinpoint I have to explain. I hope all of the students have tried these examples already.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Submit button. Without submit button, I want to get the same output. Now my question is, what is that? Whenever you selected Nani, your favorite actor is Nani. Whenever you selected Arjun, your favorite actor is Arjun. Whenever you selected Mahesh, your favorite actor is Mahesh. So this is I'm expecting. This is I'm expecting. Okay, guys, tell me. Yeah, where I have to write the logic. My first question is, in last example we have written the logic under button click, submit button click. Now we have to write the logic where exactly. Now guys, uh,
Check change.
that if you want to find, first what is that you are expecting to display something whenever you are selecting the radio button. Whenever you are selecting the radio button, which event is firing? Chekudu? Come on, Chekudu.
Check
Whenever you
radio
are
button.
selecting the particular radio button, you want to display the message. Whenever you are selecting the radio buttons, which event will fire?
Change, sir.
Chekudu changed event will fire. Am I right? So
Yes, sir.
we need to write the logic under which events chekudu changed. How many chekudu changed events we need to implement here, Prashanti? All the people can respond through chat. Nobody are responding. Very few people are responding. How many checkered changed events we have to implement here? Punya, Samicon.
Three checked events, sir.
Checked because depends upon number of radio buttons. Your number of radio buttons are how many? 3. So 3 checked events. Okay. Double click. Okay. Double click. Guys, I'm removing the yesterday's that button. Sorry, last example button click and generating Arjun. Next, generating Mahesh. They could change the event. So whenever you are selecting, you need to write the logic. So you need to get output. So here, now my question to, let's say, Vasundhara, now tell me, what is the logic here?
LBL message dot text
LBL message dot text.
Equal to your favorite actor is
Your favorite actor
concatenation.
is your favorite actor is radio. Radio, what is it? Radio Nani dot
Nani.
Nani dot
text.
Dot
Radio
text.
Nani dot text. Okay, guys. Next, yeah. Next what? Radio,
radio Arjun dot text.
radio Arjun,
Arjun dot text.
Arjun dot text. Okay, radio,
Mahesh dot text.
radio Mahesh dot text. Yes. Okay, guys. Now, yeah. Now you see compilation and execution. First, we'll see the output. We'll check the output. Right. Okay. That's reason. Yeah. Let's see the output. Yes. You're not getting outputs. Right. All of you guys got output for this requirement?
No sir.
Yes.
No sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I got it.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are using this radio button, next radio button list to next to checkbox, next checkbox list to next list box, next drop down list. These are all the controls we called as list item controls. Generally, whenever you are expecting your check could change event, if it is not firing, you are not getting output. You change one property blindly for some time. I'll explain the importance of that property within few classes. That is, change auto post back property. For every radio button, change what property? Auto post back. Auto post back property. Auto post back property of first radio button is what? Auto post back property is true.
Should be true.
It's true.
Auto post back property is true. Next, auto post back property is true. Okay, so right, yeah, auto post back Nani. So you remembered one thing. There is a property called auto post back. By default value is false, but for the particular radio button you change it as true. Why, sir? There is a very important property. I'll tell you. Wait for some time, not now exactly. Now you see compilation and execution. Yes. Now you can see.
Yes sir.
Now
Now
you
I'm
can,
getting the output.
now all of you guys who are not getting output yesterday, try. Now it will work. You know. See, Nani. Yes, my Arjun and Mahesh. Yes. Here my question to you all the people. Any more changes you are expecting for the code or not required?
Not required.
Not only not only in output wise, performance wise, any more changes you need?
No, sir.
Think twice and thrice. Prudvi, tell me. I'll tell you a simple point. Listen, guys. Actually, my question to you all the people is, I selected what Nani. I selected Nani, for example. What happened? Nani radio button checked is checked property changed from false to true. This event is fired. This event is fired. You are getting this output. Your favorite actor is Nani. You are getting this output. My question is, let us assume now today we are displaying only one line code is executing, but assume that instead of one line you have database communication code of 100 lines or 20 lines. Communicating database, getting that value from database or something like that. Assume like that. Okay, so the 10 lines or 100 lines code is executed. You are getting output. Output or not output? Assume one thing. Here not one line code, there are 10 data access code is there. But in right now front end code, one line code we have written. If tomorrow the requirement is communication of database, we have multi-line code. Now here my question is, if user clicked Arjun, which event is fired?
Check screen.
Here my question is, if user clicked Arjun, which event is fired?
Check change.
How many checked changed events are fired?
Just one.
Two.
I'm sorry, 1 minute.
One.
How many checked changed events are fired? Come on. Who is that?
Two.
Somebody are telling two. Who is that?
Nivedita, I'm just trying to analyze it.
1 minute. I'll display the output in front of you. Then it will be easy for you. Yeah. Okay. Now 1 minute. Now analyze.
So when a user clicks Arjun,
Hmm.
first Nani checked change will execute because it is going from true to false.
Very good. Excellent. Right. Next.
And then Arjun will be executing as it is going from false to true.
Excellent. I'm explaining to all the people. Try to catch what she said is actually all of you guys, you observe. For every radio button, we have a property called checked. We have a property called checked for every radio button. For first radio button, actually by default all the radio buttons are what? False. False. What is going to happen? I am explaining. By default all are false. But actually because previously what happened, you already it was true because it was selected true. But whenever user selected Arjun, what is happening, first Nani will be unselected. Whenever Nani will be unselected, what happened? This true will become as false. True will become as false. Due to that reason, first it will execute Nani checked changed event. Nani checked changed event will execute. Why it will execute? Because Nani radio button checked property will be changed from true to false. That event is fired. That event is displayed a value called your favorite actor is Nani. Okay, immediately, but we are unable to see that. That is the magic here. Immediately within the fraction of seconds, this Arjun radio button is changed from false to
True.
true. So now second event is fired. Whose event it is? Arjun checked changed event will fire. Arjun checked changed event will fire. Arjun checked changed event will be firing. That output only we are able to see, but this event is fired behind, but we didn't observe. But that one line code is now, so that's why we don't have that much matter. But actually, checked changed event will fire when it's becoming false to true, true to false. But that event firing you can't stop. But here one line code is executing is unnecessary execution in this case. Instead of one line tomorrow, here you have 100 lines code. That 100 lines code not required to execute whenever you are unchecking. You want to execute only whenever it is
Check.
whenever it is checked. Whenever it is checked. To do this, what we have to do. To do this, what we have to do. To do this, what we have to do. What we have to do,
We have to check the checked property.
Not exactly like that. For this, what we have to do, this line code or this line code or this line code. You remember one thing. The checked changed events will fire when you check as well as when it is getting
Unchecked.
unchecked. When it is getting unchecked, whenever you are selecting other radio button, the previous checked radio button is getting what?
Unchecked.
Unchecked. But event will fire for both cases. You can't stop to fire event, but that particular event code, event content code should execute for only checked. Should not execute for
Unchecked.
unchecked. Means this code should execute only for checked, should not execute for unchecked. Whenever you have one option which should execute based on condition, you can go with a control statement called
If,
If else.
which if.
if,
Simply
If.
radio nani dot checked. Radio nani dot checked. Because here you have only one option. Within the event you have one option. I am talking about that. Don't confuse here. Radio nani dot checked. Here also right. Radio yes. Radio Arjun dot checked. Radio what? Arjun dot checked. Yes. Arjun dot checked. Radio Arjun dot checked. Right. Radio if radio Mahesh dot checked. Radio Mahesh dot checked. Radio Mahesh dot checked.
Sir, I have a question.
Tell me.
So by default, the checked value is false, right?
Oh, right. By default it is false.
So yeah, but when I do the compilation and if I select Mahesh, then why does it go to Nani and Arjun? Why can't it go directly to Mahesh?
I didn't get your question. Again, one more time. By default, okay, I'll do one thing. Now your doubt may clear with my next explanation. Maybe you just observe now. Now you observe the code. Now you observe the code, right? Compilation, and what? Execution. You see, compilation and execution. Now, question is, observe all of you guys. Total, how many radio buttons are there?
3.
3 radio buttons. What is a checked property value?
False.
Here, false. Here,
False. False.
false. For example, we will discuss like this. Nani underscore checked changed event. Okay. If Nani dot checked, I am writing in shortcut code. I hope you can understand. Some statement is there. Next, second event. Second is Arjun. Arjun underscore checked changed event. Again, here you have a condition if Arjun checked and one statement. Here Mahesh underscore checked changed event. Here one condition. Here one condition. Yes. Here one condition. Okay, otherwise I'll give you the code clearly only. Clear, because maybe you may not understand. So by default value is false. It is also false. It is also false. False. Suppose user selected Nani. Then this will become as what? This will
True.
become as what? True. Whenever it will become true, what will happen?
So it will just show the true value and it will skip the other two.
True. Whenever it is true, which event is fired? Nani checkbox.
Nani.
Checked changed event is fired. Fired. In this checked changed event, radio Nani dot checked. True or false?
True.
That's why control will execute this block lbl message dot text. Your favorite actor is radio Nani dot text. That's why you will get an output called, what is that? You will get output called your favorite actor is Nani. So this is one model. Second model I am explaining now. You catch, guys, all of you. This is now become as, in this case, true.
True.
Now this status is what? False.
False.
This status is what? False. Now
False.
user is going to select Arjun. Then what will happen for Nani?
It becomes false.
Unchecked means what is that? It will become false.
False.
False means first Nani, it will become false, true to false, and it will become false to
True.
true. Means first which radio button checked property is changed.
Nani.
That's why first this event will fire. Next, which radio button checker will be changed from false to true?
Arjun.
That's why second this event will fire. For example, according to the discussion, right? Yeah. Now first radio nani dot checker changed event will fire. Radio nani dot checked. What is the value?
False.
False means if block will be
Skipping.
skipping. See here, don't see the output. Here we have one line code, that's why we are not least bothered. But tomorrow it may have 100 lines code of database communication. Unnecessary execution code, you are just simply skipping with a simple if condition. Next after that, control will execute. After that, control will execute radio Arjun dot checked. Changed. If radio Arjun dot checked true or false?
True.
True. LBL message dot text, your favorite actor is radio Arjun dot what? Text. Radio Arjun dot text. You can observe. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So that unnecessary code will be skipping because of simply. Okay, output wise you don't have matter, but just avoiding the unnecessary execution code within the checked change, because the nature of the checked change event is will fire when it is selected, will fire when it is getting unselected. That is the story. Okay, right. You do one thing. All of you guys understood? Yeah. You do
Yes.
one thing. To get more clarity, you do one thing. See, tracing what I am doing, now, you should do, tracing whatever I am doing, you should do with your own hands. Then this type of flow you people can understand. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm sending this code. Somebody are asking. I'm sending this code to chart to all the people. Okay, right. Next, come back to, you do one thing. To get more clarity, you do one thing. Homework is implement select mother tongue example by using radio buttons without submit button. Can you, another homework is implement tasks, homeworks I'm giving, but I don't know, you are copying on papers.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Homework 1, homework 2, next homework 3. Please implement select mother tongue example, homework 4. Now just now I have sent through chart. Implement select blood group, select blood group. Can I use radio button?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
By using radio buttons without submit button. Okay, next to task 5, implement select gender male or female by using radio buttons without without submit button. Without submit button. Okay. I think task 3 you got. Task 4 I am sending. 4 and 5 I am sending. Right. I think till the time 5 tasks you have seen. 5 tasks you have to try today. Almost all are what same. Okay. Now next we'll go to here. I have a question in this. Have you observed any problem with this above example? Have you observed any problem in above example? You need how many option? 3 option. For 3 option, how many radio buttons?
3 radio buttons.
Every control is nothing but object. Every control is nothing but object. So whenever the number of objects are increased, the web page will become as heavyweight. Whenever the web page will become as heavyweight, that a particular web page execution or loading will be become what slow. And as well as you can observe one thing, you are implemented even the 3 checked change events. Under every checked change event, you have written logic. Now it is one line code, so we are not that much bothered. But if you have tomorrow some 100-line code under every event, lengthy logic, so that means your web page will become as heavyweight and as well as the logic also getting more and more. So to overcome this problem, they have given one more control. They have given one more control. That control is nothing but radio button list. What is the control? Radio button list. What is this radio button list? What we can do using this control? Using radio button control, we can create only single radio button. Using single radio button list control, single control will allow us to create multi radio buttons. For example, you can observe. Okay. For example, you can observe. You have right now, yeah. Let me clear everything from the source window. And I'm telling you all guys, now onwards you do one thing. How many people are using source window? How many people are using source window every day for
I
log?
do, sir.
We,
Source,
sir.
90% use source window, 10% use properties window. Very good practice. Very good practice. And one more important suggestion to all the people. Now onwards, even though don't do drag and drop, if you are having patience, generate the control by writing the source code. Generate the control by writing the 90% write the source code, 10% drag and drop. Will you follow now onwards, all of you guys, this model?
Yes, sir.
That will be especially will be helpful for you at the time of ADO.NET time. You will have more source code writing there. So my advice is 90% use source window, 10% use properties window to update the properties. To generate the control also, 90% write the source code, 10% drag and drop the control. So follow this, you will get ultimate clarity, I'm sure about that. So because people are very much lazy about all these angles, where the people are weak, we should be strong. That will give you uniqueness to you people among multiple resources. There are 10 resources are there in your team, but should be you should have your own unique identity. That is the reason my training I'm more concentrating on logic because everybody will not that much strong in logic, but we are strong. That is one highlight, one important. You take any requirement now, I'm sure by seeing the requirement, our guys can answer which control statement we should use, which type casting we should use, which data type we can use to store particular data, and behind every line of code, what is the OOPS concept we have also. You people can answer within fraction of seconds. That is our subject. Generally, this type of knowledge most of the people will not have. Right. Now come back to our discussion. Let's try to understand about radio button list control. Now toolbox, there is a control called radio button and radio button list observe. Right. And somewhere I'm getting music. It's better to mute yourself. Nobody. Yeah. radio button. Okay, radio button control. It is creating single radio button. Next, come back to radio button list. Radio button list. Come back to radio button list. You can observe radio button list code is generating. What is the tag name for radio button list control? All of you. Tag name is control name, radio button list only. So what is the advantage of this control? You can observe. You can create multi buttons here. Suppose there is a property called items. There is a property called, I selected radio button list, and there is a property called items. There is a property called items. Okay, items. Okay, observe the items property, all of you. Hello? Items.
Yes, sir.
Items. Click this items property. Click this. Right side you will have a button. This button is called browse button. Okay, browse button. Click this browse button. It will open some list item collection editor window. Add what are the items you want. Let's say first one is Nani. Second one is, you observe second item text is Arjun, and third item text is Mahesh. Third item text is Mahesh. Okay, now there are three items. Okay, your radio button is going to show three items. You can observe radio button list control. Single control is having multi radio buttons. Radio button control. Single control is having single radio button. That is the main difference. Okay, I'm removing radio button. Yeah, 1 second. All of you guys, 1 second. Okay, and whenever you are generating controls, some control generated code will be there here. Item generated code. I'm sorry. What is the tag for what is the tag for item of the radio
List
button?
item.
Tag prefix is
List item.
List item.
list and so on. Now, same story I want to generate by writing the code. Come on, tell me. ASP colon list item. What is that? Nani. Next. Come on. ASP.
Yes.
List item. Arjun.
Arjun.
Next. ASP colon. What is that? List item. What is that? What is that?
Mahesh.
Mahesh. And every radio button of the radio button list will be representing with one index value. First radio button index value will be 0. Second radio button index value will be 1. Third radio button index value will be 2. Every radio button of the radio button list will be representing with one index value. Nani index value will be 0. Arjun index value will be 1. Mahesh index value will be 2. Are you clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and now whatever discussion we are discussing on behalf of radio button list properties, events, everything will be almost all will be same for remaining list item controls like checkbox list, like list box, like drop down list, like bulleted item list, and so on. So whatever we are concentrating right now on behalf of radio button list, all the properties, methods, events, features will be applicable for remaining list item controls. Suppose here you understood 100%, then you will get more clarity, and the remaining controls you will feel very comfort. Try to understand. So that is the story. Okay guys, and here I need to explain some properties of the radio button. Yes, that is what exactly you know. Uh, Selected, observe this, ladies. Radio button list 1. Here my question is, what is here Amatana, what is her name? Manasa cannot speak, right? Okay. Now Chari, tell me, what is radio button list and what is radio button list 1? Come on.
Radio button list is a class, sir. This
Very good.
radio button list one is object.
Right. See, very simple story here, all of you guys. What I want to tell you is radio button list 1 is what? Object. And how it is creating means whenever in runtime what will happen, one object will create. That object is object of radio button list class. Let's say that object is 1010 object address. That 1010 will be holding by a reference variable. That reference variable name is this. This is the reference variable. That reference variable is holding object address called 1010. Finally, you can say radio button list 1 is a reference variable which is holding the object of radio button list. Now you guys, let's see the properties. Radio button list 1 dot selected item. Radio button list 1 dot selected item. Here selected item property will return the selected radio button within the radio button list. For example, you are selected Nani, then selected item is, suppose you are selected, let me explain this model. Suppose you are selected Nani, means your selected Nani means what exactly, you know? Listen, I'm sorry. Yeah. Suppose you are selected Nani means you have a property on behalf of this radio button list control. The property name is selected item, and we have one more property called selected index. On behalf of radio button list, we have two properties, but actually first index is 0, second index is 1 and 2. Now your selected Nani, here selected item is Nani, here selected index is 0. Actually default value is -1, now it is changed as what? 0. Suppose user selected Arjun, then selected item is Arjun. Now selected index is 1. Suppose user selected Mahesh. This will be changed as Arjun to Mahesh, and it will be 1 to 2. Okay, that is a story about selected item and a selected index property. Now, now what I am expecting, we will work on the previous example. What is that previous example, you know? Yes. And one more thing, I forgot to tell you one more important point. That is default event of the radio button list is double click. Whenever you double click, one event is fired. What is that event? Selected index changed. Selected index changed event is the default event of the radio button list. So you can ask me when it will fire. You can observe the property radio button list 1. Here selected item or selected index. These two are the properties just now we discussed. And coming to selected index changed is this symbol called event. Selected index changed is the, what is it? Event. Okay. Yeah, visible all of you guys screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir.
we need to understand one important point. When exactly the selected index changed event is going to fire. Selected index changed event will fire whenever selected item selected whenever user selected a radio button within the radio button list, this event will fire. This event will fire whenever user selected a radio button within the radio button list. Within the radio button list, this event will be firing. Okay. So according to that, yeah, so that is a story. According to that, now if you want to understand about this more clear, I'll give you in a different manner. Now you guys, you can observe there is a property called selected index. Selected index. There is a property called selected index. So this property default value is -1. Default value is -1. I selected Nani. What is the selected index?
Selected index 0.
What is that? 0. Ante it's changed from -1 to 0. Event will be firing. Next, I selected, this time I selected not Nani. I selected what is, Arjun. I selected Arjun. Arjun means 0 to 1. That means event will be firing. Event will be firing. Next, I selected I selected Mahesh. Mahesh means 1 to 2 means event will be firing. Are you clear? Understood everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the story about this concept. Now what I am asking you, right? What I am asking you, uh, uh, what I am asking you, implement task for you now. Implement the above favorite example by using radio button list. Can you do it? Same example. Now itself you have to do. Can you
Yes, sir.
do it
Yes,
fast?
sir.
In 5 minutes time to all the people.
Sir, I have one.
Tell me.
Sir, I have one question.
Hmm.
When we should go for radio button and when we should go for radio button list?
Next
Because
question.
always,
Wait.
always.
Example complete. I'll give you. That is next only. Okay. Don't worry. Next
Okay,
discussion.
sir.
Immediate discussion. Right. Did right, guys, completed. Somewhere I'm getting a lot of noise disturbance. Right, completed. Hello, getting output.
Haven't done yet. Working on it.
Yeah, come on. Don't use submit button. Not required. Hello. Yeah, right. Let's say here, all of you guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Design will be this radio button list. Let me change. Let me change idea of the radio button list. We change idea of the radio button list as, let's say, radio button list. Radio button. Some name you can give. Depends. Actor list. Actors list. Okay. Right. Same design. Okay. Now you see, guys. Here you take label. Label you can give as ID as LVL MSC. Label you can give as LVL MSC. Right. Now come back to our discussion. Right. But you need to write the code. Where you need to write the code?
Under selected index change event.
Under selected index change. Why? Because whenever you are selecting a new radio button, you are expecting output. Whenever you are selecting a new radio button, uh, whenever you are selecting a new radio button, first default value is what, guys? Selected index. Selected index property. Default value is not 0, not
-1.
not 0, -1. The value is what? What is the default value? -1. -1 is the default value. Okay, so remember default value is -1, but default value of this property is -1. -1. Suppose user selected Nani. What is the value? 0.
0.
Value is changed from -1 to 0.
Zero.
Then what will happen? Event is going to 5. Event is going to 5. Event is going to 5. Suppose value is right. Value is right now. User selected already Nani. So -1 to 0. Now user selected Arjun. Then will become 0 to
One.
1. So whenever your selected index is changing, you are expecting to get the output. So you should write the code under radio button selected index change event for this requirement. Change event. But here now even though whenever you are implementing this type of events on behalf of radio button or radio button list, first you have to change the auto post back property. I said just now few minutes back. For concern radio button, auto post back, you have to change as to why sir, there is a reason, I'll explain. Wait. Now under this event, we have to write the logic. Come on. Tell me what is the logic? Selected radio button,
Text.
text
Index.
URL. What is that? What is
Every
the
message
logic?
dot text equal to
What is the control statement you have to use here? Hmm?
If
so don't
NVL message.
Which?
that no control
Message.text.
Not required anything.
Your favorite actor is plus
radio button list one dot selected item dot text.
radio button list.
Let's see. Radio button list dot selected item. We'll see. Like compilation and execution. Now, what is the default uh, value of the selected index?
-1.
I selected Nani. I selected Nani. When I selected Nani, -1 to
Zero.
0.
event is filed. LBL message dot text. Your favorite actor is radio button actors list dot selected item. Selected item is what? Nani. Next selected item is what? Arjun. Arjun. Next selected item is what?
Mhm.
Mahesh. Mahesh. Observed all of you? Yeah, 1 minute. The task is becoming very simple now. Am I right or not?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Voice is breaking, huh?
Yes. No sir.
Okay, fine. But task is one line task. 3 events, here one event. In 3 events, you have written 3 lines code, but here only one line code. So, now tell me guys. So what? Tell me. Now question is, among these two, which is best for this requirement?
Radio button.
Radio button list.
Radio button list.
Radio button.
Radio button list. Now you will have a question. The question is, when we will go for radio button, when we will go for radio button list. Come on.
If we have more than two options to select from, then we go for radio button list. And,
Yeah. Tell me, Osundara, telling something. Come on. Telling
if we
something.
have more than
Yeah, 1 second guys, 1 second. Yeah, guys, when we will go for radio button, when we will go for radio button list. Anybody can answer for this question?
If we have more
Yes,
than
sir.
two options to choose from, we will go for
Generally,
radio
listen,
button.
generally, radio button or radio button list, the nature of the radio buttons is will allow the user to select one item among
Multiple
multi-item.
Multiple.
buttons.
So, whenever you have single selection among multi-selection, we'll go for radio button. But here, uh, when we will go for radio button, whenever you have want to create for, whenever you want to implement a single radio button for your requirement, whenever whenever we want to design single radio button, go with what? Radio button control means for your requirement you need to design only one radio button, go with radio button control. But here whenever have we need to have more than one radio button, we can go with what?
Radio button list.
Multiple. Whenever we want to have more than one radio button, we can go with the radio button list control.
List.
Now the next step, what I can do,
Radio button list
I'll
control.
take off the background.
We can go with the radio button list control. Right, guys? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the story. Are you clear? So now you will have a doubt. Previous example, select favorite actor, best control is what?
Radio button list.
Yeah. Select your mother tongue, best control is what?
Radio button.
Select your mother tongue, best control is what? Sorry, blood group. Radio button. But
Radio button.
you should have a doubt. The doubt is there anywhere in our designs, in our web page designs, we will use single radio buttons. I think we will use single checkbox. Single checkbox where we will use. Generally, at the time of login page, login, remember me. Remember me is a checkbox. Remember me is a checkbox. It's a single checkbox. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
User entered username, password before clicking login button. There will be a checkbox right side. Remember me, something you will have a check option. There you have one checkbox or two checkboxes. One checkbox. Like that, anywhere you people have seen single radio button anywhere in websites or ATM transactions, anywhere. Yeah, we will have, but very rarely. You do one thing, by tomorrow, you all the people do one thing. What you have to do, you have to tell me at least two requirements where we will use single radio button. It's there. If you will try, we'll get. Can you try?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Above, how many tasks I have given here? Homework 1. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. One more task for you is the above 5 tasks implement by using can you task
Yes, sir.
yeah, but tapadu compulsory you have to try like this because now homeworks will increase now onwards. Okay, that is task 6 is the above 5 tasks implement by using radio button
List.
list control. So for tomorrow you have 10 tasks around because task 6 has 5 tasks. So if you will try all these, then come to tomorrow class. Tomorrow we are going to discuss checkbox list, list box, drop down list. I hope maybe 3 controls will complete. Drop down list is completed now. Your controls part you are completed so much because drop down list will take lot of time because most frequently using control in web pages is drop down list. For example, you want to book ticket movie, select screen, select location, select number of seats, drop down list control. Alright, you are using a travel bus booking, bus booking also, what is that? Select your source location. Next, select your destination location and even though you can see you are all railway booking also complete people will use a drop down list control. Already 5 tasks I have given I think 5 tasks.
Can you,
Kalyani,
yes, can you ping,
5 I
chat
sent to you.
in the
Didn't you get it? 5. 5. Again 5 I am sending to all the people. And now sixth task is very simple. That is all the above 5 you implement by using again radio button list. Okay guys?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, there is a technical issue, unexpected issue I got regarding our